Well, congratulations. How are you feeling?
Not my best. I don't feel like that was my best performance, so I guess I'm not on top of the world about this win, but it does feel good to get another win. It's the first time in the UFC I've ever gotten 3 wins in a row, so I guess I'm happy about that.
Is it normal for you to kind of feel like that in the first few moments after a fight, like a little bit of self-doubt, maybe it wasn't your greatest performance, and then maybe you go back and watch it and realize, okay, I did better than I thought? Is that normal?
It's definitely normal, especially with my sparring rounds. I'm always like, I felt like shit today, and then I watch it back, and I'm like, oh, that wasn't that bad. So it's definitely like that for me, but I'm content if I can beat up a girl for 15 minutes or if I can put her out, and I wasn't able to do that. Like, there was one of the rounds where some of the judges gave it to her, some of the judges gave it to me. I'm just not content with that.
What do you think you could have improved on? I know you haven't watched it yet, but just off the top of your head, was there anything that you're like, oh, I wish I had done this?
I just wish I stayed on her more, just kept on staying in her face. I don't think I was active enough in the second round. And even in the first round, I played it a little bit too safe, I feel like. I held on too long instead of just opening up a little bit more.
Did the fight go the way you expected in terms of it going the full fight, or did you think that you'd be able to get in and out of there pretty quick with her?
I thought I was going to be able to finish it, but Luana obviously proved tougher than I thought. So, but I'm always ready for 15 no matter what. You can't count out any girl at this level.
Was there anything about her that you hadn't predicted?
Nothing specifically. I just don't think I showed up my best.
What's next for you? When would you like to get back in there?
Right now I'm on kind of like a 6-month routine, and I feel like that's perfect for me, honestly, just with weight cuts and everything. I think 6 months in between fights is ideal.
Do you have an opponent you'd like to fight?
Anyone above me. Ideally not one above, because that's what I said last time. I was like, anybody above me, and they gave me the person one above me. So maybe if we can climb like 2 or 3, that'd be nice.
Do you have a place you'd like to fight, a location or a card you'd like to fight on?
Not specific. This one was actually supposed to be on Edmonton last week. I guess Luana had visa issues, couldn't fight in Canada, but I would have loved to been on that card. Anytime a Canada card's coming up, it's just the energy there. It's absolutely insane. I would love to be in front of the Canadian crowd.
Thank you.
Does that change anything when they make a change like that? Does it change anything in terms of like how you're trying to peak for a fight when they do bump it back a week or two?
We had the change like way back, so it didn't make too much of a difference. It just made a difference when I was watching Edmonton last week, a little bit heartbroken. Like, oh, that should be me out there.
Yeah. Tonight you got to use the 12-6 elbows. You know, it looks like you got to employ those. Was that something that you were happy to use? Is that something that you even thought about, or is it something that you really tried to bring out tonight?
Yeah, those little 12-6s to the butt at the end of the third.
I saw that. I actually made mention of that a couple times.
But 12-6 is all I worked this camp. 12-6 and trying to land that the kick off of a ground, hands on the floor. You know, trying to work the new rolls as much as we can.
Yeah. Congrats on the victory.
Oh, thank you.
Did she steal your red fight kit?
I think it was on purpose. So she's worn red once before, but the UFC texted me and they're like, oh, she's wearing red, so you have to choose either black or white. And I was like, I didn't know Brazil could wear red. And she's like, oh, no, they can't. She's representing a different country, so she can wear the red shorts. So that's why I posted on Instagram. I was like, okay, I'll wear black since it's Luana's funeral.
No, it didn't. It in being her funeral. Congrats.
Thank you.
Just logistically, how do they decide who gets, like, why didn't she have to pick a different color?
Because she's ranked above me, so she had the first choice, yeah, unfortunately. And they made a point to me, too, that one day I'm going to have to fight Wei Li for the red, so got to get used to it right now.
Was there ever a thought to take her Brazil colors?
No, somebody made the mention to me, though, that I should wear white and paint it red with her blood.
I feel like we're seeing a whole new vicious side of you today. I meant to ask you, you mentioned how this is the first time you strung together 3 wins in a row. Did something change? What's been the key to the success right now? Is something different? Is it a mentality? Is it just the way that you're peaking before a fight? Why do you think you're able to string them together like you are now?
I think it is just I've grown up in the sport, you know? I've been in the UFC since I was 22. We're almost 7 years deep. This is my 18th UFC fight, and I'm just really getting into the swing of things now. I know what I need. I've got everything right with my coach, with Dean Thomas, with my team, with Goat Shed. Everything's just the perfect mix, and I know what I need to be a world champion, so we're on that track.
What's it like having Dean in that corner? It's so funny because we always hear him in the broadcast, but when we get to see him corner you, what's it like when having him in there and giving you those insights when you need to hear him during a match?
Oh, Dean's been my idol since I was 16 years old, you know? I said in an interview this week, you know how, like, Gordon Ryan made John Danaher famous by being able to show his style. It's like, that's what I want to do for Dean Thomas one day. I want to be able to show his brain through my work because he really is an absolute genius.
That's awesome. Congrats.
Thank you.